You are now listening to the voice of horror.
Lock your doors, bolt your windows, and turn off the lights. Make sure the kids are safe at home, cause you're heading to the night watch. Run away!
You think it's over now? You're wrong.
All aboard the night train.
It's over, Prime. This is the siege. I'm a man of my word.
Hey. Yeah. Dead or alive, consider this home. No killing the vibe in the night watch zone. Xenomorphs hype when the lights come on. Hit a like and subscribe and the show might blow. Go viral, no COVID. It's a spiral emotions. Hand on the Bible. Only go sign on the dopest your vitals. Better tune in, yeah, you know it's vital. From Schwarzenegger to Kane Hodder. Corey G down to Harry Potter. Shit's Sigourney Weaver, love the night watch zone. Come with me to the night watch zone.
Well, there are two things a man should never run from, even if they cost him his life.
Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are on a Sunday evening, New Year's Eve, and ready to rock and roll. Really special stream, a chance to sit back and take a minute to talk to a very special guest that we have here tonight. And for you guys here in the chat, first of all, just to say, as always, thank you for being here. We appreciate it as you guys jump in and so forth. And we hope that you guys have a very safe and happy and enjoyable New Year's Eve. Just to say hey to you guys before I bring on my special guest, Melissa, what is going on? Good to see you. We got Gina. What's going on, Gina? Hope you're doing well across the pond. DJ's in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Mr. Dan from the Inner Circle. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. Hope your New Year's Eve is going spectacular, brother. Let's see. Julie, what's up, Julie? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yes, all right. And Julie, I got that comment that you wrote about Michael, and I'm just saying, okay. No, I'm just playing around with you. Castellar, what's going on? Good to see you. And speaking of speaking of that comment, Julie, we got Steven in the chat. My man, my brother, craving something scary himself. How you doing, man? And by the way, we got a big special hangout on Steven's channel coming on later on tonight. We're gonna party. We're gonna be hanging out with my special guest Jack. I'm gonna be chilling, and then Steven's gonna be ringing us into the new year later on tonight. So it's gonna be a fun evening. We hope you guys and our family and our community are gonna have a blast. But listen, Julie, you know the answer. Stop it. Stop it. I know Steven's here. That's right. Hey, Julie, don't make me get the peppermint out. I will do it. I will do it. I've got some new ones too, man. I don't know if you've seen all the new ones. But anyways, real quick, guys, let me bring on my special guest. You guys know how I like to do this when I have folks on and we get a chance to really kind of kick back and talk and interview and just kind of learn about their journey. You guys know I'm a huge horror fan since way back in the day. So it's always really cool also to speak with folks that have been on their own journey into horror and it's specifically filmmaking too. So let me bring him on. You guys know him. He's a big supporter of the channel in our community. And yeah, you guys are going to have some fun with this one. Let me bring on Jack. Here we go. What's going on, bro?
Yo, what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Good to have you on here, man. We've been trying to get this thing going for a little while, and I know your schedule is pretty hectic with home life, work,
Oh, yeah,
family, and all that stuff. But we did it, man. We did it. We did it.
we finally did it, and
Yeah, man.
it's exciting to be here. Truthfully, like, um, you're one of the only channels that I am a member of, and I mean, I get asked a lot to be a part of, the horror indie people, but you and Craven are the only ones. I think I had a subscription. I'm not sure, but I think after this, I'll have to go be a member of his as well. I'm not sure
Heck
if
yeah,
he,
man.
yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
Mhm,
I mean, we talk about this a lot, and obviously, because you've been around with us, but
mhm.
we really, we really value this community and the folks that are in it, and we try our best, as far as content creators, to really, just provide the platform where we can get together and hang out. And yes, we're going to talk about horror movies, but we also talk about a lot of other things. And like he says very famously, we do life together, and like we were talking backstage, there's a
Yeah.
lot of life that's been happening lately and, the storms and all that type of stuff. So it's always good to
Hell,
get together.
with me today too. Like, I think I pretty much got like ghosted or dumped today, so that's great.
Oh
Yay.
no. Oh
New
no,
Year's,
man.
right? Like, really? Like, well, you know what? Her loss.
No, that's true, man. That's absolutely true. Um, and
I'm like,
Castellar, you're right, man. Rest in peace to Tom Wilkinson. Shout out to Tom Wilkinson. What a great character actor. Loved him in all of his roles. Most famously, I loved him in Batman Begins. I mean, he had a charisma to him. I mean, he's done so many things, but yeah, tragic when I heard about that. No doubt at all. And Steven, you gotta love Steven. He's all right. Thanks for the shout out, guys. Stop, man. This is home for you as much as anyone. You know that, man. But let's start off with this, Jack, because I mean we
okay,
got a couple of things that I wanted to touch upon. And by the way, for you guys in the chat, definitely make sure that you're following Jack. I'm gonna have all that stuff, links and stuff in this live chat. He's gonna put links in the live chat. I'm gonna have stuff in the description. You guys know the routine, how we do things. But as far as being a horror fan, being a movie fan slash horror fan, how did that journey begin for you?
well, it began, I think, as a lot of us horror fans. When I was
Mhm.
younger, I remember the first scary movie I snuck around. Well, I think it was, we lived with my grandma when I was a toddler and everything, and I snuck around the couch and saw what movie they were watching. And at the time, it was oh my god, see now I'm like it a Day of the Dead. It was
Oh,
Day of the Dead. And I think
okay.
it was around the scene where the dream sequence where the hands like come out.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, I think I was 2.5 or 3 years old, and I still remember that. And
Mm.
from there, I kind of was scared. And then my aunt, like so famously showed me Child's Play for the first time.
Oh.
And back at that exact time, my buddy was huge. The dolls and everything, and I had them. Well, let's
That's right.
just say, till like I was 7, that doll stayed in the toy box for sure, for sure.
Look, man, Child's Play brought on so many nightmares for kids and probably helped the popularity of my buddy. You know what I mean? So
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
crazy.
I have I don't know, maybe if there's a break or a commercial, I have the original My Buddy, and I
Uh-huh.
also have the knockoff or generic brand that was competing with My Buddy.
Oh
I
wow.
found yeah, I found it for like 25 cents at a thrift store, and I saw this, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, "What? Like, no, this can't be." And then I Googled it, and boom, it was like the competing brand with My Buddy. I'm like, "Hell yeah,
Mm.
score, man."
Wow, that's crazy.
Score. Yeah.
Wow. Now
So
with
yeah.
Child's Play,
Mhm.
when you saw that, well, let me ask you this, and then we can get back to that journey if there's more to it, because Day of the Dead, I get it, that was crazy, and then Child's Play to me is still a classic. What are your thoughts on Child's Play, the first movie, as far as its status in horror and what the franchise is and has become?
I think Child's Play is just iconic on so many levels.
Hmm.
It was the first, I guess it was the first horror film that really, in a sense, other than Freddy was more, geared towards teenagers, but
Hmm.
Child's Play was geared towards kids, and it was
Right.
something that we all had as kids,
Hmm.
dolls or toys. And as a whole, Child's Play is just, uh, to me, it's one of those films that no other filmmaker and or films that has to do with toys,
Hmm.
to me, will never surpass that. Just like Megan, like I loved Megan. Now the
Yeah.
first hour or so, even some of my buddies, they're like, it was really boring. But I'm like, look, you gotta see the backstory on what happened. And then when the
Right.
killing starts, it's game on from there. But
Right.
even with Megan, it's like, you automatically compare it to Child's
Hmm.
Play, just like
Yep.
anything with a shark. What film do we all go back to?
Jaws. Every time.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So there's only been maybe a couple of films that has, been maybe subpar with it,
Hmm.
and the whole history of why that film is great is mainly due to the behind the scenes drama and issues.
That's right.
That's why that film is like iconic for that. So
Hmm.
I think I love Child's Play, and
Hmm.
the effect it's had on me, like as a filmmaker. I think it has a lot of good influence.
Mm. A lot of
It's
great tension in it too, man. I mean, like,
yes,
that movie
yes,
really drew out that tension because when you first watch it, you're trying to figure out, like, bro, is this is Andy doing this, or is the doll really real? Are they
right,
really gonna
yeah,
cross
yeah.
that bridge?
Right, yeah, and like it's in a sense, it's kind of like Jaws,
Yes.
because maybe like I think around the I'd say 45-minute mark is when he actually starts talking. He goes to the voodoo
Mhm.
doctor and all of that. So you're not really sure if it's actually voodoo, you know.
Yes.
So who knows? Who knows?
Mhm. Mhm.
But I yeah, the tension and the dialogue. Don Mancini, he's a genius,
He is.
and I have a very unpopular opinion on Child's Play
Mhm.
that a lot of people are like, no way, no way. But I I I know, and maybe that this question's coming later because I said Child's Play, but I'll just answer it.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it a lot, the reboot or the
Oh,
yeah, the AI thing.
okay. Yeah.
I look, man, so I showed that film as well to my daughter, who at the time I think was like 4.
Mhm.
And what they did in that film with the writing and the way they portrayed Buddy,
Mhm.
Chucky, that whole scene, by the way, is bullshit. Like Han Solo, Chucky, like, oh, come on. Like y'all, yeah, y'all stretch that. But my daughter related to Buddy like Chucky. And at the
Okay.
end of the movie, when he died, she was all like, my buddy died? My daddy,
Aw.
my buddy died. I'm telling you, and then for about probably 6 months, I had to play in in the car, "You are my buddy until the end." Yeah, so
Oh, that's too funny, man. But it shows how, like, these movies, they affect different generations, like with the
yes,
original, how it affected you when you were a kid, and now
right,
with the reboot or the remake, how it affected your young daughter. It's crazy when you think about it like that, man, because
right.
I think one thing that I've talked about quite a bit, and again, I mean, you know me, I'm old school. I mean, I love all movies, but especially those older films, they hold such a high place.
They do.
And Yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of times we have these reboots or remakes because that's what brings in the money. And I think that for me, I've really come around on the idea of reboots and remakes because of the fact that we do need to bring in that new generation of horror fans. We do need to kind of bring a light back on these older films. I would assume there would be
I
a day that she might say, "Hey, let me check out that older version of this movie that my
Oh, she
dad
loves
saw when
those
he was
too.
a kid."
She loves those too.
Mhm.
I have the Chucky dolls, and she'll dance with the one from, like, Bride of Chucky, the mass produced one that was at, like, Spencer's and Hot Topic.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, she calls that her boyfriend. Well, she did. Now as she's getting older, it's kinda creepy to her. So,
Aw,
yeah, yeah, she's 6 now, so about to be 7. So we put it in the closet. I don't wanna scare her, but she loves the franchise. The only
nice.
one I won't let her watch is Seed of Chucky, and anyone
Mhm.
that knows about the film, you'd
Yeah.
understand. I mean, some of
Yeah.
the scenes, like, I mean, it's
Mhm.
not my favorite one. They just took a lot of risk with it, but
Mhm.
nah, you can skip that one if you're showing under 13-year-olds. It's not. I don't think
Absolutely
it's
agree.
appropriate. But hey,
Yeah,
that's me as a father.
totally
That's
agree with that. No
yeah,
doubt. And when we talked about it, I mean, there was, because we've gone through two-thirds of the franchise, and yeah, when we got to Seed, it was kind of like, yeah, I mean, they're really pushing the boundaries, but that's neither here nor there, because
yeah,
when you have a franchise that's been around since what the original was 88.
yes,
You
yeah.
definitely have to find ways to keep reinventing and keeping it or trying to keep it
Try
fresh.
that
So,
that is the most difficult thing I think that Don Mancini is dealing with,
mhm,
is trying to keep it fresh. And I have I guess I want to say a fan theory, but
mhm,
a suggestion maybe for season 4 of Chucky.
mhm,
Like, a lot of people hate the new reboot of Child's Play, and I don't
mhm,
think Don liked it that much, but how epic would it be for a meta crossover season of Chucky meeting Buddy? Bruh, it would
mm,
bring people together,
that would
and,
be
like,
cool.
I'm 2 AI, 1 AI doll that is actually
Mhm,
smarter than the voodoo guy. Come
mm,
on. I mean, look.
that would be pretty cool, man. I think that because again, you'd be talking about different generations of fans,
Exactly,
have the
exactly.
conversation, and of course, there's gonna be people on one side versus the other. I think that would be amazing.
That's what I'm not. Dude, ideas for days. My ideas as a writer, which we'll get to in later, pretty come to fruition pretty well. I'll
Yeah,
just say, you know what I'm, yeah, but so yeah,
absolutely. Well, hey, real quick too in the
yeah,
chat because we have some new people jumping in. I just wanted to say a shout out to our good friend Russell, saying Happy New Year, one and all. Same to you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Very cool to have you here, and I hope that you're going to enjoy this evening. Mark as well. What's going on, Mark? Saying Amityville Horror gave me the chills when I was a kid. Yeah, that
yes.
original Amityville, no doubt. I really enjoyed that one so much. Rest in peace to Margot Kidder. I absolutely loved her in that film
Oh,
and all of the roles
wait,
that she was in.
I'm just realizing who that is. Mark is Pastor Mark. He's my pastor, my spiritual father. So what's up,
Nice,
Pastor?
nice.
How you doing? Thanks
Well,
for coming.
welcome. Yeah, welcome, welcome. And we have Denisha. Denisha's in the chat. Thank you so much for being here, Denisha, one of our moderators and one of our channel members who's very supportive of not only this channel, but the entire community, coming in with a super chat saying Happy New Year's to you, Knight and Jack. Many more blessings in 2024, that it may bring many wishes in the new year as Knight and Coriander as well. Thank you so much, Denisha. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Always nice to have you here, and I hope that you are going to be having a fantastic New Year's Eve with us and later on tonight and so forth. So, real quick, let's play a quick clip for you for your super chat. And yeah, here we go.
Big wide happy ear to ear Kool-Aid smile, 'cause the biggest smile is a Kool-Aid smile.
And there we go. There we go. Old school for old school. Thank you so much, Denisha. We
Man,
really
those
appreciate you.
those tidbits when you just throw those things out there, it's like really like that. Yeah.
Some
No, man,
crazy stuff, man.
that
Crazy
stuff's
stuff.
nostalgic.
It
Um,
is.
have you ever watched on YouTube, like, not to go on a tangent, but commercials like from the early 90s that you remember, and it's like 2
Yes.
hours straight of straight just commercials from
Oh
then.
yeah.
Bro, it's
Yes.
like when you see GAC or the talk back, or yak back, I think it was called, all those little toys we had as children,
Hmm.
bruh. Oh
It's
my
fun.
God.
It's fun. It's nostalgia on overload, man. It really, really is.
It
Hey,
Yes.
Jeff. Good to see you, man. Saying Happy New Year. Great community here. Thank you so much, man. And Jeff, one of our newest channel members. And thank you so much again, brother. We appreciate you and hope that you're going to have a fun time here tonight, later on this evening. And we're just going to be hanging out and partying. Stacy as well. Welcome to the channel. Welcome
Oh,
to
hi,
the chat.
Stacy.
Yeah.
Stacy's actually Pastor Stacy is Mark's wife.
Okay. Well, welcome,
Yeah.
welcome. Glad to
Yeah.
have you here. And she says, children of the corn still can't handle cornfields.
Yo,
I
that
agree.
yes. The first one was creepy AF.
Yes.
There is no doubt about it. I actually enjoy kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street. I kind of like want to
Uh,
skip two, but
uh-huh.
I I don't know, but three is my favorite of oh no, 3 and 6 when they brought Isaac back. Um
Ooh.
and it was when I rented it, I could rent it alone
Mhm,
and watch it, in my room when I was a teenager. And the twist ending that they did on that one, that was great writing, and that was a
mhm.
way to revive the franchise. But then
Yeah. It's
yeah,
true, man. Well,
it
see, listen, that's the thing about franchises too, man, because you can have a really good movie that becomes a franchise and you can have a couple of good sequels, and then if they take the wrong turn, if they make the wrong pivot, then that franchise can, like, literally go off the cliff and may never be
yeah,
able to revive itself. So that's why, and I know you know this as far as me as a horror fan, that's why when you have these legacy franchises, whether it's Friday 13th or Scream or Halloween or Nightmare, and so forth, I'm glad that they're still around and they haven't gone off the cliff, or at
you,
least not gone off the cliff totally,
you mean
because
jump
it
the
it could
shark?
happen. Well, that too. I mean, because it could
Yeah,
happen so easily. It could happen so easily,
I
and I don't want to lose. I guess what I'm saying is I don't want those franchises to not find that new generation, like you were talking about with Child's
yeah,
Play and your daughter. You know.
yeah. I'm it's like it's one of those, I guess, I don't know, risque topics.
Mhm.
When you say like jumping the shark or going too far for a franchise, because I mean, when you have a franchise that's 7, 8 films deep,
Mhm.
there's bound to be parts that you're not gonna like.
That's right.
Like
Absolutely.
my franchise Paranoia tapes, I have hell, officially 11, unofficially 12. I have the
Mhm.
longest running found footage anthology franchise in cinema history. And I can even tell you there's some that are just some doozies. And I admit that. And I
Mhm.
know that, but
Mhm.
you're gonna get that, like, oh, come on, type of feeling from a long franchise. Like,
Yeah, you will.
um, when I was, well, I love Saw, and as
Yes.
I got older, I like to every year watch all of them in order. Now, when they
Mhm.
were coming out,
Mhm.
I was burnt out, like, not gonna lie, because
Mm.
before I was a writer, well, I mean, I was always a writer, but before I was a filmmaker, I just saw they were concentrating more on the traps than the story. Like, the
Right.
story was secondary. And when
Mhm.
you do that with a franchise like that, you really are, I don't know, it's kind of like you're catering too much to the fandom in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think the pressure to keep it, relevant, to keep the conversation going and so forth, because I've been very vocal about first of all, I love the Saw franchise as well, but definitely once we got to 7, that's when
Yeah.
I started to kinda be like, "Oh, man," it started to get a little worn down. I love that. That is awesome, man.
Yeah, baby. See, I have another
Uh,
camera. I have my webcam and I have my other webcam, and I had it set up to show you like different angles. But I'll show you this real quick so we don't get sidetracked. A prop replica of Friday the 13th.
oh,
Yeah.
Nightmare 2, the Freddy's. Oh, okay. All right. That is
And these are
awesome,
real
man.
blades, actual real knives. A friend got it for me, and he wanted to put it on just to see if his hand would fit, but his hand was too small. But there were protectors on these on the knives, okay. So I'll just say this real quick, and then we can move on, I guess. If someone breaks into my house, I'm gonna use that.
I wouldn't
Think
blame
about
you,
it.
man.
Think about it. Local horror filmmaker slays intruders with prop glove of Nightmare on Elm Street. Bro, I'd be in Hollywood the next week, probably meeting with the producers of Blumhouse. With anything,
That would definitely get the headlines. No
dude,
doubt about
come
it at all.
on.
You're like, man, I just had to do some home defense, and Freddie
Yeah.
was ready to help me.
Next thing you know, I'm writing and directing a Home Alone horror film for Blumhouse.
Right.
That'd be epic.
Oh,
Anyway,
you gotta love it. Real quick too in the chat, just to jump in with you guys too. Gina's coming in with a super chat. Thank you so much, Gina. We appreciate you. Much love. Saying Merry New Year and snuggles from Ziggy the puppy to all. Thank you so much, and definitely give Ziggy hugs from us, Gina. We appreciate you being here. Seriously. And we got May's in the chat. What's up, May? Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. And we might be seeing May a little bit later on too, saying Happy New Year, Night Watch family, and Mr. Hunter. All right. Love it.
Mr. Hunter.
Love it, love it, love it. And Jeff coming in also with a super chat. Thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate you, man. Seriously. Saying when it comes to holiday themed horror movies, I love Black Christmas 74, the original creepy movie. Love it, love it. Bro, I can tell you right now, and we just finished our Christmas holiday event, Sleigh
The Sleigh
Fest,
Fest, yeah.
and me and Steven from Craven Something Scary, and we it culminated with Black Christmas 74, and I highly encourage you guys, check out that replay, Jeff, because we had a blast just talking about Black Christmas and enjoying the movie as a group. And I agree, it's a fantastic movie. It definitely doesn't get the love it deserves. It's kind of been a little forgotten. That's why I love getting a chance to talk about some of these older films like Black Christmas, man. No doubt. No doubt.
I will say this. I actually recently revisited the misfortunate, very panned, receptive reboot of Black Christmas. And upon second watch, because I saw it when it first came out, upon second watch, when you watch it as a horror fan and you forget it's called Black Christmas.
Right.
It's actually a decent film minus the political agenda they have within it. Like you can separate that. But it's actually quite good when you take out all the, when you just look past it.
It has moments. It absolutely has moments. No doubt about that at all, man. But Jeff, thank you so much for your super chat clip. I'm sorry, super chat. We're going to play a clip for you, but also real quick, also Jack, thank you for gifting memberships, being sneaky on the panel. We appreciate that so much, man.
What I do, bro.
You didn't have to do that. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. Looks as though we've got MMA back in the fold. We got Blucka back in the fold. Cody's back in the fold. Jordan Dempsey was gifted a membership, and Brandon Collins. So you guys, welcome to the channel membership. Definitely, when you get the chance, give Jack a shout out, because that was very, very kind of him. Very generous, man. You didn't have to do that, but thank you so much. And I appreciate it, man.
You were about to say you love me. It's cool.
No,
I heard it.
I love you, man. I love this community. But what I was gonna say is that I love the fact that this community, they're just so generous, and they really do think of each other, and you guys are always doing that, man. Seriously. And it's
and cool. I was listening the other night. I really do hope in 2024 that YouTube can make it to where you can gift it to someone specifically. But
Yes.
I think the reason why, if you think about it, you know, I mean, it's going to be 2024.
Hmm.
If someone would just continuously gift it, it would show favoritism, and I
That's
think
true
that's
too.
why they're not doing it.
Yeah.
That's a big. I mean, that's the only downfall of it. You
Yeah.
know, it's
Agreed.
gonna, you know, so I can see
Yeah.
why. Yeah,
That's exactly the reason in my head that they don't do it. Absolutely. But
great.
look,
Yeah, yeah,
for you guys, for you as well, Jack, for gifting
yeah.
that. Let's do this super chat clip, one of my favorites, and yeah, here we go.
This, this. Like this. Swing your hips, baby. Swing your hips. Fire! Swing your hips.
Bruh, like what? That
I-
that. All
Did
right.
you ever? Do you know what movie? That's an old school movie. George Hamilton,
I want to
Zorro.
see Zorro.
Yes.
It
Yep.
is Zorro.
Zorro the Gay Blade, man. It's a hilarious comedy in the vein of things like Airplane and The
Oh,
Naked
it's a parody.
Gun. Yes. Oh my
So
God,
it's
bro. It's
called
hilarious.
Zorro and the Gay Blade.
No, Zorro the Gay Blade. It's hilarious. It is. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if you're a fan of comedies like Airplane or The
Yeah.
Naked Gun,
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, I went through a phase where that's all I watched was like the parodies and all
Yeah.
of that. It was, you know, it. Yeah, I mean, I was a guy that watched Scary Movie
Yeah.
in my local theater for like $3 or $5, and you know, it was before, I guess, parents thought it would be okay to take their 7-year-old to see the movie. So
Right.
at the very end, when things happen, you know,
Yeah.
the whoosh, bruh, the whole theater died laughing, and some parents walked out. Like,
Right.
really? You're bringing it to, oh my God. But you know, it was, yeah, I love parodies. Parodies are fun. They're
They
good.
are, man. They absolutely are. And what's up to Mega Giants and Elm Street's Last Brat in the chat? Very cool to have you guys here. And Mark is saying, what's your favorite class horror movie of all times? Ooh.
Ooh.
Now we're talking. No, I assume we're meaning subgenre.
Like favorite, I don't like,
Like if we're talking like slasher, paranormal, zombie, monster,
maybe he misses the of like favorite class of horror movie.
ooh, okay, could be that.
Oh, okay. So maybe it. Oh wow, his next comment, like after my older brother brought me to not to Louis, drop me off. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
And The
I
Exorcist messed me up.
yeah,
It messed me up too, man.
I think it did a lot. My favorite horror, like why would I always I'm you know, God. That really is a tough question because there's so many genres of horror. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
if
I go back and forth, man. I mean,
yeah,
I love all the subgenres. I will say that I probably have a soft spot for slashers because that's
yeah,
kind of what brought me
yeah,
into horror. My
yeah.
first horror movie
Now,
was Friday 13th, so I'll always have a
God,
soft spot
see,
for horror.
I want to, you know, man, this is like on the spot questions. My favorite, so I'm not gonna be cliche, but I think as a young adult or teenager that understood, or preteen, should I say, um, horror, that was getting into it. I'm
Mhm,
gonna be totally cliche with this channel and and Craven's, but Scream started
mhm.
my ambition to write
Oh,
the
I totally
twist,
believe it.
like the whodunits and the
Mhm,
mystery and trying to me not realizing what a red herring was. You
mhm,
know, I think
mhm.
Scream at the time was iconic, and
Oh yeah.
you know, like I love, yeah. So I'm gonna say Scream. But if it was like the younger me, I'd stay up on USA Network during like Halloween when they would show
Yes.
them out of order, which I never understood why. You know, the marathons. So like
Yes.
Friday 13th, you know, Jason's,
Yeah.
Jason and the good ones, you know.
That's right. That's
You know,
right.
we can skip 5, but you know, whatever. Hey, to each his own.
Now see, one of these days we'll have to have a good conversation about that, because it's always fun hearing people that enjoy the franchise, what are their highs and lows in the franchise, because there's so many people that have differing opinions, and I, like I said, I absolutely love the franchise.
I will tell you, I loved 5, not gonna lie, until the end.
Yeah.
Until the end. I
Oh, yeah.
loved it until, because I remember rewatching them and me forgetting, because I hadn't seen them since I was 7. So I
Mhm.
rewatched them around like I think I was like 19, 20 or
Mhm.
21. Because I used to work at this place called Movie Gallery, which was like Blockbuster. For you
Yes, I
younger
remember
folks,
those.
we had to go
Yes.
to places to rent movies. So I would go home and I would take the franchises I liked and I would burn the DVDs. So I ended up rewatching the franchise and I forgot about 5. And I was like, okay, yeah. Then like, huh?
Hi, Roy.
Yeah. Like, then none of the beginning makes sense.
Right,
Like,
I
it
know.
makes
And how did you get that strong, bro? Like, come on. Nobody is that strong.
it was the 80s, so you know,
It
people
was the
were
80s, man.
juicing.
Well, that's true too, man. That's true too. Now look, and
Okay.
also, Stacy says, "Mark,
Oren,
you
yes.
probably deserved it."
Oh, yeah.
Getting dropped off in the cemetery. I love that. What's
And
up, foreign horror?
I will say yes. High tension. If we're gonna the French,
Ooh,
oh my god, those
yeah.
filmmakers are. I do like the come on, I'm gonna fail myself as a filmmaker.
No, you're
Um,
not. There's a whole bunch of different movies out there, man.
yeah, but the foreign ones are like insane, like no
Yeah.
F's given
It's
whatsoever,
true,
man.
man. High
Like,
Tension was intense. I saw that in the theater like 3 or 4
what?
times.
What?
Yeah,
Okay. I,
it
I
was
I saw
crazy.
it for the first time when I was in the Navy, and I was watching it with my friend, and I did not see it coming. You know,
No, nobody did. My
yeah.
theater went crazy at the end.
Ah, awesome movie, Inside.
Inside, that's a great one too.
I haven't what I don't yeah, question mark. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, back to you. Sorry, Night.
No, Inside is a fantastic foreign horror film, man. You gotta check that out. We did an episode on it on Slasher Movie Club. Now it's been months ago. But man, you gotta, if you love foreign horror, check that one out.
Is it
Seriously, it's a good
subtitles
one.
or English dubbed?
No, it's English.
Okay.
You'll be okay.
I
But
think
it's
that's the only
fantastic.
I think the only downfall of High Tension was the voice acting with the way they speak. For some reason,
Yeah.
it's like whoever is like doing the voiceovers for like French ones, they're
Mhm.
always exaggerated when they talk. Like
Yeah,
da, 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 da. Like,
it's true.
but that's just me. But I still love the movie. That was my only like, okay, 0.3 off of the rating. You know, whatever.
Yeah. Now look,
Okay.
let's
Yeah.
do this too,
Okay.
because I want to get into, your journey into filmmaking and how that has been for you. If you were to give us like the Cliff Notes version, because I also want to talk about Blamed as
Okay.
well. But what has it been like being a filmmaker, and how easy was it getting into it? Any particular obstacles that you have faced in the past or presently? Because I know that, obviously you're currently working on stuff as well.
First, whoever said it was easy, I'd like to know. I really would like to know who said that because I'm a no.
Right.
I my journey in filmmaking really started when I was like 14, 13. After
Yeah.
seeing Scream, I wrote a short story called Faceless. And this is like when you could write in notebooks. And I'm talking about an actual notebook that we used to bring to
That's right.
school and write
That's
in.
right.
I wrote a short story called Faceless, and I used people in my class at school that I thought were my friends. I used
Mhm.
their names in it and everything else. I ended up getting kicked out of school at age
Wow.
15 from a Catholic school. Surprise, surprise. For that was one of the reasons they kicked me out of. They pretty much told my mother, "Hey, you need to get your kid some help or he's out." And my mom just kind of stood up and did the whole, you know,
Yeah. Mhm.
what about the people that bully him? You're not going to get on them, because back then it was totally different. But yeah, so that's when it really started. And then me and my friends around the area made, local films on VHS.
Mhm.
And then the next thing you know, I go to, sorry, my son's in the background getting ice out of the fridge.
It's all good.
Yeah. Anyways, so I joined the Navy. Well, I went to Bible college twice, graduated twice. Then I went to the Navy, and it was in a Navy where I kind of got into modeling, and I
Mhm.
got into the film part and started to, I was so close to LA. I was stationed in Camp Pendleton, which is
Mhm.
about 45 miles west of San Diego, or north of San Diego, and about an hour or so away from LA. So I signed on with like a talent agency there, which I got scammed. Hello, it's LA, duh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
Um,
scary stuff.
and I'm sorry if you hear kids playing. I have my two children in my daughter's room. I'm trying to keep them. And after that, I went into I moved to Las Vegas to
Uh-huh.
be an entertainer, and from there, I got involved in like the film community there, and I
Mhm.
found out that in these areas they're very cliquish, and
Mm.
I
Mhm.
went to a lot of auditions for my I'm sorry, for my oh, sorry, a lot of auditions in my area.
Mhm.
And I told them that I wanted to do this, and I would audition, and I kept hearing no, 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 no.
Mhm.
And, or you're not what we're looking for. And then I started to see the clicks begin to form.
Right.
And I did not like that at all. I thought it was very rude of production companies to do that, because you start seeing the same people over and over in these getting these roles, like, oh, I'm casted in this, I'm casted in that, and you audition, and you're actually better than them,
Mhm.
and I mean, that's not me being having an ego. It's just like you know your talent, and you know your worth.
Right, and you
So
believe in yourself.
right, yes. And so after that, I said, screw it. My kids are like playing on their phone, and I hear my TV going off, and they're in the other room, and it's connected to the TV. Gu-
That's
Guys,
why kids are the best, man.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I wish I could turn I keep, stop. They think it's funny. I hear them laughing.
Aw.
Anyways, yeah. So, after that, me and my friend Chad Clayton Freeman, we were like, you know what? We're gonna start our own thing. We're gonna do our own thing, cast the people we want, get the filmmakers involved that we like.
Mhm.
I am about to
That's the
go.
way to do it.
Uh, Stop. God, I want to scream so bad. Hold on. I'm just gonna
No,
mute
no
myself
problem.
real quick.
That's okay. I'll jump to the chat. For you guys too, thank you so much, Steven, for reminding people. And I have not reminded anyone on the stream yet, which I probably should have done. But saying 23 watching, only 14 likes. Everyone smash the thumbs up button on this live stream. Let's get it up. Absolutely. And for you guys, and some folks are a little bit newer, but definitely when you guys come to the live streams, or videos. And if you're supportive of the channel and obviously enjoying the content, it's always a good thing to make sure you like the video, because it definitely helps out to send it into further spaces of YouTube and so forth. So thank you so much for that, Stephen. Much appreciated. And we've got a new channel member coming in, Isaac Red Bear.
That's
Good.
my boy. I served with him in the Navy. I was just talking to him earlier. Yeah, he's a veteran. He's in New
Awesome.
Mexico, so he's
Oh,
he's cool.
wow.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool shit. He's cool.
Oh, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you being a part of the community and joining us here. Seriously, welcome, welcome. And I absolutely guarantee you're going to love the folks here. Everyone is very, very cool, very supportive. And we just love talking about movies. So let's do this. We're going to play a super chat clip for you. Sometimes when you want to dance, you
No.
just got to dance, Jack. And this is how I like to dance.
And you don't stop, sure shot. Go out to the parking lot, and you get in your car and you drive real far and you drive all night, then you see a light.
And there you go. Sometimes you just got to move, bro. You
I'm
gotta
on that
move.
season right now, actually.
Right? It's absolutely
Right. No,
cool.
I gotta catch up. I gotta catch up. But yeah, so we started that, and then that's kind of how it all began. I started with Paranoia tapes, and we were
Mhm.
inspired by the franchise VHS.
Yes.
And we I didn't realize that VHS at the time was independent. So we're like, we're gonna make our own independent found footage anthology.
Yeah.
And next thing you
Yep.
know, we're on part 11.
That's crazy stuff, man. Now, see, I gotta go through them. I gotta
No,
go
please,
through them,
it's
man.
okay to not. It's okay to not.
Eh,
But
well,
okay.
I mean, but you know what? Here's the thing, man. I mean, and especially and I'm not saying, I definitely don't look at horror fans as, some are better than others and all that. I can only speak from my own experience. But I think because I grew up at that time where there was just so many people and so many different styles and levels of experience and so forth, I can appreciate, like you said earlier with Black Christmas, yeah, there are some things that are absolutely bonkers in it, but you can look past some of those things and see some of the positives. And I'm the type of
Right.
person, I love watching movies in general. And so, yeah, at some point I
There,
got to get through that.
there's only one requel in the
Mhm.
world that I will not acknowledge anything positive about it, and I'm not going to mention it because every time I bring it up in the chat, you totally bypass it. So,
Oh no. Oh
um,
no.
all I'm going to say is, I like the original Honey, the original trilogy of a Honey, and that's all I'll say on that. But
Okay.
I
All
like
right.
where they were going with it. I just, whatever. It wasn't for me, you know.
Okay. All right. All right. Very, very cool. And Isaac, you're welcome, man. Again, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate that. And definitely enjoy this community. We got plenty of content on this channel. We're almost up to a 1,000 uploads on this channel. It's absolutely crazy. In May, we're going to be celebrating our channel anniversary. So definitely some good stuff here. And also with the folks that we associate, like I said, later on, my good friend, my brother Steven from Craven Something Scary will be doing a New Year's Eve countdown as we go into 2024. So good stuff here, man. Now, Jack, okay, so
Yes.
so real quick as we start to wind down here, let's talk about Blamed a little bit. Um,
Okay.
because now, and of course we got to tiptoe over,
Yes.
some of the things that were happening in it, but obviously, because we've talked a little bit offline about it, and the whole idea of what you're going to be doing forward, with it. Let me just say,
Okay.
intense, intense. The story was very intense, a very mature story. Had me glued. And
Really?
I was like, where is this going? I like, I mean, we're both big fans of Scream, and
Yes.
we've kind of touched upon that. We might get to that before we,
Yeah. Oh,
really end
absolutely. We
the
got to.
stream.
We
I
got to.
know, but when a movie can kind of take me on a little bit of a journey as far as what's going on or the why or the how, I always enjoy that, and that movie definitely had aspects to it where I was kind of like, wow, this is kind of flipping things on its head, and to do that in a horror movie, um, that's pretty admirable,
Well,
because we've had a lot of friggin' horror movies, man, over the
yes.
years,
There
so
have been. I My thing. Well, I don't. So we don't talk spoilers.
right.
They're in this film. When you think you know what's going on, you don't.
Mhm,
And that's the way I wrote it. And,
mhm,
I wanted to try to do things very differently. And
mhm,
then unintentionally, we created a whole nother subgenre of found footage called reality horror. Because when
mhm,
you watch this, it's, and this isn't a spoiler, it's streamed to the dark web.
Right.
So the people behind this film or this footage, they're wanting it to be seen. There's nothing
Mhm.
found about it.
Mhm.
It's very weird. And if you, I would say maybe, you can second it or counter it. Like when you're watching this film, pause
Mhm.
it. If you got to go to the bathroom, pause it. Like
Mhm.
with every little bitty thing, just pause because there's a lot of things in here in this film that I do, and there's a reason for everything. And I'll just tell you the backstory of the film on how it came to be. It's a very personal film for me.
Mhm.
Um,
I can tell.
yeah, it's God, I kind of don't want to say. I'm not gonna say it's just it's based on a true story,
Mhm.
the events of a true story or a true situation, but I didn't want to say that because I didn't want my daughter's situation exploited.
Mhm. Mhm.
So if you are a parent and you
Yeah.
have children, well, first don't let them watch this over the age of 13 because they're not going to get it. But
Mhm.
it's an awareness. It's a sexual abuse, physical abuse awareness type horror film as well.
Mm.
So it's this film was made for people who have been abused and the court system has failed them.
Mhm.
And I wanted a film like this to give those types of people um, closure.
Mm. Yeah, I could that's well said, and you were able to you danced over it really, really good while also giving a pretty good explanation of what to expect because you're right. This is definitely a tale that can give closure to people that have unfortunately gone through this type of tragedy. And I thought
Yeah.
that's what I really thought was great about it is that there was a lot of powerful messaging in it without it beating you over the head, which that's a tricky balance, you
It
know?
is, and like there's a lot of parts in it where the audience can either get really bored
Mhm.
or, like you said, it gets intense because
Yes.
we intentionally made it like that to be if the audience member was in that situation,
Mhm.
what would you be doing? What would
Right.
you are stuck, you have no idea where you are, and there's this person that is playing mind tricks with you
Mhm.
and playing quote unquote games, and you don't know why until a reveal or more.
Mm.
Like there is
Mhm.
so many reveals with this film. I I kind of had it hard to keep up as I was going
I
editing
could
it.
im I could imagine, man. I was sitting here thinking, "Wow, man." I mean, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Now for the guys, for the folks here in the live chat, and definitely I'll be putting it into the comments as well. Um, if you want, Jack, we can talk about how they can check out Blamed. I checked it out on Tubi, and
Yeah, Tubi is good to go. You just type in blamed on there. You're gonna come up. It's gonna be like this mask. It's gonna look like Venom. It's Venom inspired.
mhm,
And yeah, you just look up it on there. I have my Facebook. You can actually add me on Facebook if you want to ask me questions. I'm not a film snob or a snob, narcissist, whatever. You could just send me a message if you have questions, and when I can, I'll get to it. Jack Hunter, Roman numeral 2.
mhm.
Um, and yeah, that's pretty much where they can check it out. Like yeah. So but I'm ready for some Scream talk. Really, like I'm
Yeah,
sitting,
man.
I'm looking back at my ghost face, and then I have the Scream. Well,
Well,
Scream.
I
Yeah,
I agree, man. Let's get into that. And I did put into the chat the link, and I hopefully, and I'm gonna double check on it too, but I put the link to Blame in the chat, and it looks as
the,
though I think it
man,
works.
and thank
Yes.
you, Pastor Mark. He's I'm a sailor, and he kind of just called me out. So
Yeah. I love that. That's cool, man. Thank you, Mark. That's awesome. Now, when we talk about Scream,
yeah,
and this will be our final part here as we're rounding down the last 10 minutes. Um, the franchise is on life support. There's no doubt about that. First of all, any quick thoughts on that, and of course, some of the things that have preceded this, so to speak.
My thought, like, you want my overall thoughts on where I think it's gonna go, or
Sure, that too. Yeah.
uh, well, I, dude, I mean, I it's I I don't want to jinx it. I
Hmm.
truthfully, in my heart, I think it's done. I hate
Could
to
be.
say it. I the only the only thing I would allow as a Scream fan, and a lot of people are gonna disagree with me, gonna
Mhm.
completely disagree with me, and that's okay. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
I think if they really want to do something different, we need a closure to Scream the TV series seasons 1, 2, and the Halloween special. If they would bring those characters back and actually do a full-blown big multi-million-dollar production, I think if in the end, like a cliffhanger, they find a way to tie it into Woodsboro from
Hmm.
Lakewood, I really think that could go over well. It's gonna be
Hmm.
a 50-50 shot. The thing
Right.
is, it's a franchise. People are gonna still go see it. People are
That's right.
still gonna buy the mask. They're gonna still buy the merchandise.
Hmm.
So why not? Why not give the fans of the TV show some closure, kind of like you did with Scream 6? You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
I mean, that's the truth, you know?
Hmm.
I mean, but is this the moment where I can tell everyone what I did?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
Okay. All right. So everyone, obviously here, I am a writer. Um, and earlier this year, what was released earlier? Like, it was a teaser for Scream 6. It was
That's
like the
right.
one, I think it was the bodega teaser. It was the very first
Yes.
one.
Yep. Yep.
And
With Tara and Sam. Yep.
yeah, and everyone had their speculation on what was going on, and you knew absolutely nothing from that
Hmm.
teaser. You just knew Ghostface had a shotgun.
Hmm.
What?
Yeah. It
Okay.
was crazy, man. We were
Eh,
all just having a blast with that.
yes, and
Mhm.
everyone was going online with their fan theories and this. I don't want this to happen. I don't want blah 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 blah. But then what happened after that night?
A lot of speculation, a lot of theories, and
And then
rumors and
and
so
then
forth.
and then what was it? The Alamo Draft House published a synopsis
Hmm.
that every other site, every other channel, including yours and Craven's,
Hmm.
ran with, right? Like,
That's
it
right.
was like, oh my God, how can they do this? Something's not making sense. How is this possible? It came out to be fake, right?
Hmm.
And then Spyglass released the official synopsis, right?
That's right. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one that trolled the entire Scream franchise world by creating a synopsis that ended up being true, minus one thing,
Hmm.
because I was trying to troll the haters and to give them something to be like, "Oh my god, really?"
Hmm.
Um, and I created this status, or not status, this synopsis, and I can prove it. And I tried to make it believable, but as a fan, I wrote it as like, what would I love to see? You
In the
know,
movie. Yeah.
in the movie. So the only thing I messed up on was switching the names of Sam and Tara on who was seeing who and everything else.
Hmm.
That's the only thing I got wrong in the entire fake leak.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I did not do it out of like I actually was freaking out. I'll be real with you. I was freaking out when I saw Alamo Draft House published it as the
Hmm.
official synopsis.
Right. Right.
So what I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get sued. What if something's I'm gonna freak out. And then I see your channel talk about it. Then I see
Yeah.
Steven's channel talk about it.
Yeah.
And I
We
actually
did.
messaged Steven in the beginning. I'm like, hey, I know the person that did that if you want to interview them. Well, well, Knight, you kind of got the scoop on it. I leaked I didn't leak anything. I didn't know anything. I would have
No.
the fact that I got it as a fan, the
Right.
Three Killers, because I was thinking about like what what could be spiced up with this film that's 6 entries deep. I'm
Right.
like,
You got to
screw
do
it.
something different. Yeah.
Right. So I so I did it, and I regretted it the next day. But for like a couple of days, like people were running with it and giving their theories and like, this doesn't make sense. Why is Sam doing, or why is Tara seeing ghosts and blah 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 blah, and then it came out that it was fake and
Mhm.
blah blah blah. So Spyglass, if you are watching, I would love to write Screen 7.
They could use some help getting
They
it
could
situated,
use,
man.
yeah, I mean, Christopher Landon, that was a loss. Like, oh my
Dude, I'm telling you,
God.
man, I'm still processing it and still kind of airing my grievances on that because I really do think they had a fantastic and creative individual who could have really helped to
Oh,
helm this film and possibly tie on all these loose ends. I mean, if this was to be the
yes.
ending of a trilogy, and Christopher, I mean, I love his work, a fan of what he does, but also his mindset. He has
Oh,
a
yeah.
really cool mindset, and
Yeah.
he's great with writing, and obviously Steven got the chance to interview him, so you guys check that out. Even though he's not going to be a part of the project anymore, but still, it's a great interview because you get the mindset of him. And I'm still going to be very excited for his future projects, to be quite honest. In a
Hey,
way, I'm kind of
yeah.
glad that he's, not going to have to
Yeah.
deal with this stress anymore because it was like dominoes, bro. Melissa,
Yes. I
Jenna, you
the
know,
and here's the thing, and here's what I'll say, like, you know what, Melissa, you know, do your thing. Speak how you want to speak.
mhm,
I do have a personal rule for myself though, as
mhm,
as an entertainer, is I do not on social media. I do not talk about anything political
yeah,
or anything like
agreed.
with God. I mean, other than praise God, but like the stuff of political and who I'm voting for and all that.
Mhm,
To
mhm,
me, as an entertainer, if I say, "Hey, go vote for this guy," that means I segregated millions of other possible followers
that's
because
right.
I said go support this guy. And there'll be
Mhm,
a lot of from the left, right, middle, far, over whatever that will be like, no, that's our ground to do.
right,
But look,
right,
when
right.
you're watching the Oscars, you're watching the Oscars for the actors. You just want to see them entertained. You're not
That's right.
personally, I don't care who you vote for. You're entertaining me,
Right.
so
Yeah, there's a
that's
separation of all of that, which is
exactly.
yeah,
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 and I know I'm gonna get blasted for saying that, but we do have a podium, a
yeah.
soapbox, but let's use our soapbox for something positive, like, like Blamed,
Mhm,
a movie that hasn't been done since Megan is Missing. Let's be
mhm,
real. And the
mhm.
film Hard Candy that was cinematic.
Yeah, yes, hard candy,
So,
absolutely. It's a good call.
yes,
Parallels. Yep.
yes. So there hasn't been I don't want to do this to myself, but there hasn't been a film like this since those films back in the early
Yeah.
2000s.
Well, and
So,
that's what I was saying, man. I think
yeah,
that when you can do a movie and you can still have these creative and fresh splashes that you can put into it, I think that's a huge win because the
right.
the genre is so saturated with so many projects, which is a good thing too, because it gives us a whole bunch of stuff to watch. But no, I definitely think that it is amazing to be able to still give some stuff that is a fresh take, man. Yes,
Oh,
Hard Candy was great, Julie.
yes,
Absolutely.
I actually made my actors watch that before they came to set
Mm,
because I'm like, I didn't want them to watch Megan. Megan is Missing. Dear God, that like it goes up, it goes down, and you're just sometimes like, are they really doing it? Then you get to the end, you're like, are they real? Are they
Yeah.
really doing this?
Right. Yep. No
So
doubt.
I answered Julie's question. She's like, how did you do that? How'd the press get a hold of it? Well, I had IMDb Pro account.
Yeah.
And I went on. For the record, I did not think IMDb was gonna publish it. Okay.
Mhm.
I was just throwing it out there. Next thing you know, official synopsis. And I'm like,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, anyways. So
Crazy stuff, man.
but
Absolutely.
if you guys see this Ghostface Funko Pop here, number 51, I got a link that you guys can get this for only $9 free shipping. 9 something. I don't know if you can post it or
Yeah, if you wanna put the link in the live chat, that's right, because we had talked
okay.
about that earlier. And
Yeah.
also, Denisha, yes, Jack does have an Instagram. So
Yes.
definitely if you guys haven't already, and that's always true for all my guests, definitely check them out on Instagram. You can go there right now
Oh,
and
it
follow
failed to
if you'd like.
post, by the way.
Oh, it
It failed
did?
to yeah, so you're
Can
gonna
you
have to
put it in the private chat?
it is. It is in a private.
Okay. But yeah,
Yeah,
on IG, check them out,
yeah, I
Cypress
think
City Voodoo Films.
Cypress City and on Facebook as well. And the cool thing is I've already written Blame 2, and I think I sent you the script for it. But I
Well,
think
you hadn't yet because we had to do this first because we
right, yeah,
didn't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
get into the spoilers.
Right.
Now
No, I'm
you
not gonna talk
can.
spoilers. Yeah. So no, Blame 2 has been written,
Mhm,
and I think what we're gonna do is call the film Damaged. When you
mhm.
see the movie, you'll understand why. And there at the end, there is a cameo of the Night Watch Zone and craving something scary that's going to be included into it. But I don't know when we're going to film it
Okay.
because I mean this will be an announcement to everyone too. I'm going to be attending school again in 2024 starting next week. I'm going to go be
Nice.
a massage therapist.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do filming on the weekends, most likely.
Mhm.
So I do have this other idea called the Resurrection Tapes, and basically it's kind of like a Christian. No, I mean it'll be a Christian horror film in the
Mhm.
sense of like reality. If you're yeah, it's talking about the rapture, but better than the reboot of Left Behind with Nicolas Cage. Like
Oh, man, I haven't seen that,
oh
but
god,
I heard some
no,
stuff about it.
dude. I love Nicolas Cage.
I do
Okay,
too.
his new one, Dream Dystopia, is that just something? I think that's what it's called.
I can't remember what
A24
it's called.
Films.
Yeah.
It's intense, and just to let you know, I mean, it ends like every other A24 film. You're gonna be pissed off. That's just every film. But the other, but that movie, I turned it off halfway through the Left Behind because I'm like, the film takes place within like the first 30 books. I mean, 30 pages of the original book. Like
Mhm.
it's yeah, but anyway, so like, but Resurrection Tapes is gonna be about the rapture with some special effects with CGI and everything else. And I kind of want to do something positive,
Mhm.
like that I'm not gonna be depressed after editing it, So
Mhm.
there's a lot of projects coming up that I have, like Killabunga, which is a Teenage Mutant Creature feature
That's
parody.
right. Yeah, you were telling me about
Um,
that.
and I have the Amityville rideshare film, which is when you go to watch that, it's on my YouTube channel. It's not the best film, but it's entertaining. And I
Mhm.
wanted to do something to get into the Amityville franchise because there's like 72 of them, I think.
Yeah, it's a whole
So
bunch, bro.
yeah, you should. You know what you guys should just do a Amityville month and just suffer like the rest of us. We'll be with you every night for the movie night. You
There you
know.
go.
Oh
I love
man.
it. Hey, real
Yes.
quick too, man, and I didn't even realize this. Gina's
Oh, sorry.
keeping us on track with the whole world, but saying it is now 2024 in the UK. Merry New Year, everyone. Well, same to you, Gina. That is absolutely, and it's crazy to think that because you guys are ahead of time where I'm at on
Yes.
the Coast. But yes, definitely. Merry New Year to you too. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Well, guys in the chat, we're gonna get ready to wind this down, but I just want to make sure to take care of some housekeeping real quick. So
Yes.
again, and I know Denisha was asking, so definitely I've got the links in the live chat. I'm gonna have links in the description. If you get a chance, definitely go to Tubi. It's free. There's nothing cheaper than free. You can check out Jack's film. It's called Blamed, and I think that you'll definitely see some really cool stuff in it. Also on Instagram, you can follow Jack there. Me and Jack, we follow each other. So if you're following me, you're going to see him on my Instagram list as a
Yeah.
follower and also as someone that I follow. So it's under Cypress City Voodoo
Voodoo Films.
Films.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to put that in the link as well. And yes, yeah, Julie, I'm telling you, it's crazy stuff.
It was unwatchable. It's yeah.
And Super Tenor, thank you for being here too, man. Much appreciated. Glad to have you here. Saying very cool stream. I'll check out Blamed for sure. Absolutely. And the link is in the live chat. I'm also going to put it in the description as well. For you
Pay
guys in the
attention.
chat,
Pay
yeah, you
attention.
got to pay attention. It is absolutely, it's cool though. It's cool. I like the mystery aspect of it. It's intense. I won't say anything more than that. It is intense, man. Seriously. And Isaac, thank you so much too. Saying Happy New Year. This is a really very positive experience. Thank you for this. Much appreciated. Glad to have you here. We're gonna be and also and just to let you guys know, because I work overnight, so I'm not gonna be going to work for a little while, but I'm gonna be right back on, just kind of hanging out, doing Q&As and stuff. Steven's gonna be on, so it's gonna be a lot of stuff going. If you guys are still around, I know everyone's got plans and partying. I gotta check on stuff, and you know how family is, but definitely, we appreciate you guys being here. Leave us some comments. Leave some comments for Jack. Jack's in the
Yeah.
comments of these videos quite often. So if you have questions about what he's been doing, filmmaking, his experience, and so forth, throw them in the comment section. We can continue discussion down there. And we will catch you guys soon. Jack, thanks for doing this. We got to do this again, man. And
Absolutely.
we got to dig deep into the Friday 13th franchise too, man, because that's an
Let's
absolute favorite of mine. So
bring
we'll have
it
to get
back,
that
dude. Like
situated.
I will rewatch all of them just for you, man. I'll do it.
Yeah, hey,
yeah.
bro, don't tempt me with a good time. I love them so much, seriously. So, guys, we will catch y'all soon. If I don't see you guys in a little bit or later on with Steven, have a happy and safe new year. And we will catch you guys later. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace out. Happy New Year, guys.
Bye, guys.